about the gun show. But yeah, so, and in fact, it might be easier too. Let's go ahead and do a little sketching here. So I'm going to grab a plane 3D, and we're going to go into make polymesh 3D. Now, in order to get this thing some resolution, I'm going to go to geometry, turn off smooth modifier, divide this up, and then I'm just going to grab my standard brush here, and we're going to fill this with a color so we can go through here and we can kind of draw. Of course, the cool thing about ZBrush is you can draw an X and Y and Z, and there's also some pin brushes we can go over. But if I go over here to transform, and we did a ton of concept drawing back earlier in the Twitch stuff. That was really fun. But of course, you can do X, Y, and Z, and you can turn on radial symmetry. And of course, you can change different colors and all that stuff. Also, you probably want to turn off Z add. There we go. So now we can kind of do this. So let's go out of symmetry mode altogether. And so we're going to talk about what I was illustrating in the little camera thing was basically you have supinated and pronated. So if I have my arm here, let's go ahead and smooth this stroke out mouse average that up just a bit. Actually, we'll keep our mouse average down and we'll turn on lazy mouse at 1. There we go. So now if I have our arm here and then we go, so here's our deltoid. It kind of bugs me. I don't like that. Okay, so we've got our deltoid here, and then we've got our, so here's our shoulder girdle. Our clavicle is going to go this way, and then the acromion process for the scapula is going to be here, and that's going to kind of go back down. And then you've got the head of the humerus sitting there. You're going to have your rib cage here-ish, and then there's your sternum. At the bottom of your rib cage is basically where your elbow ends up, and that's going to be your radius and your ulna. That's going to make that up, mostly your ulna. And then you've got your head of your humerus here. It's going to shoot down, and you're going to have your lateral and your medial epicondyles on either side. And then your ulna is going to be back behind. It's going to go from big to small. And then your radius is always going to be lateral or away from the midline of your body. So, and that's going to always attach to your thumb. Now, if you're supinated, that means your hand, your palm is out, and your wrist is going to be right around the midline of your body, basically. And we'll just kind of mark it right there. So let's say that's our wrist, and let's say our palm is out this way, which means our thumb's going to be this way, and then our pinky, and then our fingers. So we're supinated here, which means our radius goes from small to large, and it attaches to our thumb. And then our ulna is going to go back. There's a little spindle that it kind of rotates around on your humerus there, and that's going to go from large at your elbow to small at your pinky here. Now, when we go to from pronated or supinated to pronated, pronated is going to be your palms downwards. So as we rotate this way, what's going to happen is, and the reason I do it this way is when you're standing at a relaxed pose, supinated, and it kind of bends outwards, what's happening is this little spool in here is kind of angled this way. So what's going to happen is your humerus is going to be straight, but then your arm, when you're relaxed, if you look in the mirror and just kind of put your arms out at your side, you're going to see that this part goes straight, and then this part kind of goes out like this. Again, just when you're supinated. When you rotate this around, what's going to happen is your arm's actually going to kind of straighten out because your radius is going to flop over like this, your ulna, and now your thumb's going to be on this side. So now you're pronated, and your arm's actually going to have the illusion of being a straight line, even though really there's a lot of stuff going on in here. So basically, if we just undo back through this, we'll do a really quick. So we got our humerus here. Let's do, let's be fancy, and we'll do a different color for the bones here. So we got our humerus here, and about midway down the humerus, there's a little notch or kind of an indentation or a little bump actually where the deltoid hits here. You can kind of see. And then lateral medial epicondyle. And then we've got our ulna here going from big to small to the pinky. And then our radius is going to twist over in pronation here. It's going to go from small to big to our thumb. So here's our carpals and our metacarpals here for our hand. And then our thumb is again going to be on this side. And then our finger and then our pinky. And then here's our fancy fingers here. So as this rotates over, now we are in pronation. So that kind of went over, and then again our arm is a little bit straighter. Now if we go, and if you want to put muscles on this, we'll be even fancier. We'll get red. We'll be like, okay, deltoid goes from here to your clavicle and your acromion process. So there's our deltoid. Here's our pectoralis major is going to kind of twist up in here. Then our triceps, our brachialis, our biceps, going to tuck right into your pit of your arm there, and then your brachioradialis is going to kind of twist along with this, and then there's your extensors and your flexors that are going to kind of go down your arm. Now, what we were talking about when you're going from pronation to supination with an arm here, if we kind of do kind of a muscle man arm here, and we do kind of this, and now if the arm is going this way, we'll put the little pinky out here. So here's our forearm here. When our arm is towards us, not away from us, your bicep is going to peak, and then it's going to leave a little gap here. As soon as you rotate this around here, so here's our arm, here's our elbow, and we'll do like the Venice Beach. Which way to the bathrooms? We got the arm going this way. This is going to have the effect of keeping this, the bicep's going to be long. So it's going to, when you turn your hand towards you, it's going to peak this away, and when you turn your hand away from you, it's going to go flat like so. So that's all I was illustrating there. Control N. Cool. Thanks for showing up, everybody. Again, if I miss your question, I apologize.